Hello and welcome to the channel. Here we talk about my experiences during lockup for educational use. I do not condone or glorify the behaviors in my stories. I spent 2 years in lockup at CFCF, and now that I'm out, I want to tell y'all about it. In this episode of Crazy Things People Fight Over, we're gonna talk about a crazy fight I seen over cards, okay? A literal card game. And I was kind of the center, the focal point of the fight, alright? So this fight started because I was playing spades during my just learn how to play spades era. Y'all get what I'm saying? I was just learning how to play spades, and the people on the pod was, long story short, helping me get my game up. Okay? Now, one of the individuals that was quote unquote my spades mentor, right? My spades teacher, I'm playing against him. Usually, I would play with him. He understands what my usual plays would be. You feel me? However, this time I'm playing against him. All right. Now, mind you, my spades mentor, I'm not going to tell y'all his real name, but for the sake of the video, we're going to call him King. All right. Now, King was actually very good at spades. Alrighty. Now, somebody else came up behind me, right, trying to help me out, right? And for the sake of the video, we're just gonna call him Smalls. Okay? Now, Smalls came up behind me and was trying to help me out with my gameplay, not trying to tell me what is my opponent's hand, right? He's just saying what he would do, right, with my hand. However, that is something that you do not want to do in jail, okay? Because people bet on spades and other card games. You feel me? People literally play these games because that is their bid. That's what they do for fun during their jail time. You get what I'm saying? So not a lot of people want you cheating. All right. King saw what Smalls was trying to do as cheating, even though he already understood that he was just trying to help me out. He King told Smalls, "Yo, bro, can you chill right now? Because we in the middle of the game, right?" Smalls was just saying, "Hey, I'm just trying to help him out." Yada yada yada. Long story short, if you guys ask me, Smalls was kind of in the wrong, but I digress, right? Smalls says, "Hey, I'm just trying to help him out," but King is saying, "Nah, bro, we are in the middle of the game." Smalls kind of takes it a step further, pretty much, and some things were said, and eventually it led to, "Oh, so do you want to handle this down there?" Right? Because at the time we were up near where the tables was at, and there was a flight of maybe 5 steps leading down to where the TV was at, right? And usually, typically, people do not want to fight up where the tables is at because there's a big old glass window where all the CEOs can see, pretty much. Okay, so the whole time that this is unfolding, I'm trying to calm the situation down. Like, yo, y'all chill. It's not that big a deal. Like, I don't even got to be playing right now. Yada, yada, yada. Because I see this is really, like, long story short, kind of over me, but also over principles, right? So the fact that it was over principles also kind of made me like back off and kind of shut up about it and just kind of let it unfold. All right. Now, let's talk about the two combatants, because after a little bit, too much was said, and they did end up going down there to go fight. So let's talk about these two combatants. They are both around 5'8" height, okay? However, if you were to ask me, I'd say that King has about a 20-pound weight advantage on Smalls, okay? Now, look, King has dreadlocks, all right, and it's kind of stocky. Smalls has glasses, and he's really athletic, all right. Now, let's get down to the actual fight. The two combatants, my two friends, go down to the day room, pretty much, right, and they go square up. King, right, starts it off, and I respect him for doing so. All right, he starts it off and he starts swinging. Right, he knocks off Smalls' glasses. All right, but Smalls got a granite chin. I'm not even gonna lie, Smalls really do got a granite chin. He eats like 2 or 3 clean shots on the chin. Pause. But yeah, he pretty much eats those knuckle sandwiches, you feel me, and then he delivers a 2-piece of his own, you feel me. Eventually, right, he kind of like grabs King and like throws him down, right, and King stumbles backwards, right. When King stumbles backwards, right, Smalls sees that and he kind of does like a celebratory like little skip. It was kind of funny, but it was also pretty colorful. I ain't gonna lie, but like he did a celebratory skip towards towards King while he was still on the ground, and he did kind of like a sweeping uppercut, almost like some Little Mac uppercut type stuff, right? He did a Little Mac uppercut to King while he was still getting up off the ground, right? Really cleaned this clock, I'm not gonna lie, right? And then he started ground and pounding him while he was down, right? After a little bit, King finally got up, right, and put his hands back up because he was still in the fight, you feel me. But after a little bit, they kind of just stopped because everybody, said, hey, that's enough, everybody chill, we're not trying to get the COs over here, you feel what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, that was that. Everybody went back to playing spades or whatever else they was doing at the time of that fight. All right, now let's talk about the aftermath. Okay, now King, understandably so, I could visibly tell that he was upset for the next few days. He had a bloodshot eye, he had a bunch of whelps on his face, you feel me, and he had a little bit of a red ear, you feel what I'm saying. Now Smalls, on the other hand, he just had, a little bit of a red face and some welts on his face, and that was it, you feel me. But there was no added drama, there was no added crap talk, there was no added nothing. They fought, and as a matter of fact, they even still played spades together. They even still laughed and joked around after a little bit. You feel me? So I really respect how these two men handled the situation. All right. Now, look, if you guys like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of y'all days. All right.